You can now make online payments to Sri Lanka Atomic Energy Board via GovPay.
Now we are gradually moving into a positive inflation. Now next month or so we are hoping that inflation will cross the positive territory. Our target is 5% medium to long term. I think we are in the path to reach 5% target in next 4 to 6 quarters.
And what are your top risks that you're looking at?
The main thing we are looking at from the forward-looking basis, what would be the inflation expectations going forward next 12 to 8 months. So in our survey, we see inflation expectations are very well anchored. Second thing, what we are looking at this actual inflation versus what we have projected. For example, our current projection is for us to reach 5% next year, somewhere at the beginning or the second quarter. But if we're going to see next month and next quarter inflation is lower than what our projected path, then obviously we see some space for us to relax. That's what we are closely monitoring. This one thing. Second thing, we are looking at mainly the private sector credit growth. Other important factor we are looking at where government would be able to meet their fiscal consolidation process and move in the right path. But it's uncertain, obviously, is the global tariff policy. If there's something coming now, then we have some space to support the economy from the monetary policy point of view.
Specifically, before the end of this year, is there anything that you can achieve in concrete terms?
We have been able to complete the external debt restructuring process. It was completed last year. So that gives us much more space, especially for the government, much more space for them to meet their service obligations for next 10 years at a level which is much more comfortable and affordable. Going forward, stability is not sufficient. We need to move into a higher growth path after the crisis. That's where now government and central bank is focusing on the necessary reforms, especially by the government, to growth enhancing reforms. There are several that kind of reforms with the IMF program as well as with other World Bank and ADB reform programs. Those are going on. The fiscal path, there's a strong reform program. The fiscal, first one is Public Fiscal Management Act. That's an important legislation. This was passed last year, under which there are clear fiscal rules. Those crucial fiscal rules will ensure fiscal policy and its sustainability will be maintained going forward.
When do you think Sri Lanka will be out of the IMF program?
Our program is a 4-year extended fund facility, which is expected to complete in the middle of the 2027. So what we are planning to do by the time, we will build our buffers, both external monetary fiscal buffers, so that we can stand on our own without having this kind of continuous bailout packages from external parties like even the IMF. So that is the plan.